What is going on, YouTube people? Neo Cards and Comics here. I figured I would pop on and just make this its own thing. I thought about just including it in the weekly recap video tomorrow, but we'll just make it its own video. Baker Mayfield is out. DeShaun Watson is in. I've gotten a lot of private messages, comments on other videos, older videos, just looking for general thoughts. I popped on Sports Cards Anonymous live stream last night, Friday night, just for a couple minutes. I was actually at the Card Collector 2 trade night on Friday night. Otherwise, I probably would have been on for more of the show, but I just popped in real quick live from my phone just for a few minutes. So let's just kind of talk about this. There's where am I at with it personally? And, you know, I was at CC2 trade night last night and talking to a lot of friends, and also at the card show today, and just like other people that aren't even in cards, listening to local radio. The general consensus I feel anyways with my friend group and peer group is confliction. I don't think a lot of us know how to feel. On field wise, I guess let me take this angle first. On field wise, I love it. I mean, he's a top 5 to top 10 quarterback, you know, depending. I don't mind necessarily what they gave up for him. Once again, let's just take the off the field stuff and move it to the side. Just literally the on the field product, what they gave up, the contract, all that stuff. It's a little difficult to do. Trust me, I've been trying to wrap my mind around it for 2 days or for a day and a half now. I'm excited for the on field side of it. I know I'm going to get fired up, like watching them play. He throws a massive touchdown to Cooper and Njoku, whatever. You know, runs around like a nut job back there on a rollout or something. And I really wanted the Browns to draft Watson in 2017. I was so mad when they traded the pick to the Texans in the first place and did not draft Watson because we desperately needed a quarterback and they passed on him. They had the pick. The Texans traded up for it to take Watson when we could have just taken him. I was super pissed off that draft. So to have him now, I should be ridiculously excited, but the elephant in the room is the off the field stuff. Yeah, he was cleared of criminal charges. He obviously still has pending civil litigation, and just the amount of cases, the 22 number or whatever it is, just, I don't know. Something about that whole situation just obviously does not sit right with me. So am I excited for the on the field product? Yes. My general statement has basically been, I'm excited for the on-the-field product, but I feel like after every game on Sunday, I'm going to need to take a shower and just like cleanse myself or something. I don't know. I guess we'll see how the civil stuff plays out and all that and what actually happens. But a lot of the fan base is, I feel like, in the same situation as me. Some people are super excited about it. There's definitely a segment that are like, I don't really care. This is great. He's a top 5 to 10 quarterback. This is going to be amazing. I don't care about what he did. Go throw some touchdowns, win me some football games. There's a segment of the fan base that's like that. There is another segment, and I don't know how big these segments are, but there is definitely a segment of people that are like, no thanks. I want no part of this. And I don't necessarily blame either side one way or the other. The way that you feel about this is the way that you feel about this. And then I think there's a lot of people that are kind of like me in the middle. Like from a football on-field side, they're excited. From just a general vibe feel, it just feels weird. I'm not like super excited to root for this guy at the moment. And maybe that changes over time. I don't know. Maybe we'll learn more. I don't know. I really don't know. I've gotten a lot of questions about, hey, are you running out to buy a bunch of DeShaun Watson cards? No, I'm not. There was some at Card Collector 2 trade night last night. I didn't go out of my way to make plays on them or anything like that. It was different. I think it's different when you follow a team and the player is drafted to your team, like the Baker thing. You know, it's just a different, like you're starting from the ground up with that player. It just feels different. So no, I don't see myself running out to buy a bunch of Baker stuff. If I want to PC a Browns player, I'll pivot to Nick Chubb or Myles Garrett or someone like that. I prefer to go with a player that came in through the draft versus someone that they traded for. I don't know why that is. It just feels different, at least in this case. And maybe it is because of that external baggage that's hanging around this that is making me feel hesitant on this, you know, from a card perspective strictly. On the Baker side, as of time of recording, I don't know where he's going to end up. It seems like a lot of people are pointing towards Indianapolis. I think Seattle's a distinct possibility as well. And then there are still a couple other teams that potentially need a quarterback, but those seem to be the two teams that keep popping up. I wish Baker the best. I really enjoyed watching him play. I know last year was a shit show disaster. I get that. But the guy was hurt. I mean, was he great before he got hurt? It was hard to say because he basically got hurt right from the get-go. Don't forget that they were pretty good in the Chiefs game, the first game of the season. It is what it is. You know, he's going to move on. He definitely needs a change of scenery at this point. Hopefully he's healthy, and I wish him extremely well. I have no ill will at all towards Baker. In regards from a card perspective, what am I going to do with the stuff that I have? I will most likely sell most of it once he gets announced to his new team. It won't be the first card I sold at a loss. It won't be the last card I sell at a loss. It is what it is. So at the time that I bought them, I was excited to own them. I was excited to own them throughout the season last year, without, all the injuries and stuff withstanding. It is what it is. That stuff happens. But as long as he was the quarterback of the Browns, I was excited to own that stuff because I still believe in him as a player. So, but I don't have as much attachment to football cards in general. I don't carry football cards other than him. In the season, football is a very interesting, different card market. I just don't like dealing with it in season. There's too many injuries, too much fluctuation. I would rather just not have the stuff carrying it in. I don't have any football cards outside of Baker and a couple Nick Chubb and Denzel Ward autos. Like, that's it. So I will most likely to move most of my Baker once he moves to a new team. From a selfish perspective, I hope it's the Colts. I hope it happens quick because I'm going to the Ship Shawana show next weekend, which is located in Indiana. So it might be a good market to potentially move some of that stuff off. But I do, if he goes to Indianapolis, if he goes to Seattle, wherever, I definitely wish him the best and hope he has a really good season. So what does this do for the Browns and the AFC in general? They're obviously people are going to throw out Super Bowl contender. I think they still need another wide receiver for sure, beyond Cooper and Njoku. And it's tough to say that anyone's a Super Bowl contender in the AFC. The AFC is absolutely ridiculously loaded at the moment. It was already ridiculously loaded, and then so far this year, Russell Wilson came into the AFC, and now DeShaun Watson is back and also in the AFC. And we don't know what the suspension situation is going to look like for him. He can miss 6 or 8 games. He can miss no games. He can miss a whole season. We have no idea. There's a decent chance Case Keenum starts more games than DeShaun Watson this season. That would not surprise me. So the AFC is going to be a bloodbath. Like, I mean, Mahomes, Burrow, Lamar, DeShaun, Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes. Like, it's insane how good Justin Herbert, I'm probably forgetting a couple other guys, how good the AFC is going to be. And I actually think that kind of hurts from a long-term perspective a lot of the quarterback cards. Who's going to be the dominant team? Who's going to go on a dynasty run in the AFC for the next few years with that much competition? Even if half those teams fail, you still have another 3 or 4 extremely good teams, and none of them are like extremely dominant. It's not like one is head and shoulders above all the other ones. Once again, I continue to say it. The 2017 Prism Silver Patrick Mahomes, in my opinion, is one of the most overpriced modern cards in the hobby. He has 1 Super Bowl ring. Will he get another one? I honestly don't know. I'm sure he'll get back to the Super Bowl, but would it surprise you if Patrick Mahomes never won another Super Bowl? It wouldn't surprise me. That's how good the AFC is. So we'll see what happens. That's where I'm at with kind of all this. Part of me is excited to see what the season brings. Another part of me feels really weird about that. I know it kind of sounds like I'm hedging my bets or talking out of both sides of my mouth, but I honestly am still kind of processing a lot of this. I just don't know where I'm at with this. I just feel weird. And that alone kind of, I guess, speaks volumes because, 18 months ago, if you told me the Browns were trading for DeShaun Watson and this is what they gave up, I'd be running around with a chicken with my head cut off. I'd be super excited and jacked. And the fact that I'm even in this weird place with this just feels strange to me. So that's kind of my general overall thoughts on the Watson, Baker Mayfield nonsense and kind of how all this has played out. I mean, they really didn't have a choice. And it's not like, let's be honest here, Watson wasn't like dying to come here. He turned them down once already, and then what I really think happened is Jimmy Haslam wanted this done and walked into the room with a briefcase of cash and said, here's what you want. Probably got wind that this might not, maybe the negotiations with the Saints and Falcons were hitting some snags regarding money, and it sounds like that's what happened. And then Haslam swooped in and just threw the Brinks truck at him, basically handed him a blank check and said, go ahead, fill it out, because the contract's fully guaranteed. So I'm assuming that's what happened here. Once everything went nuclear, Baker requested to trade the whole 9 yards. You could just kind of see the writing on the wall. And then Haslam needed to save face on this whole ordeal, because there really wasn't, like, what were your options? If you get rid of Baker and the Watson thing fell through, what are you doing? Are you bringing in Jimmy Garoppolo? I freaking hate Jimmy Garoppolo. My thought process is go get Gardner Minshew on a 1 year and then see which, bring him in for a year for a 3rd round pick or whatever it would cost for Minshew, trade Baker for whatever to just kind of like cut out that, that tumor from the team if he was causing that big of problems in the locker room. Bring Minshew in for a year, you still have your war chest, and then now see who gets disenfranchised next year. And then make a play for someone else. Maybe Kyler Murray gets pissed off at the Cardinals, or this, that, or whatever happens, and the next guy there's always guys available. This happens every few years, and if you're willing to move the bundle of draft picks to get it done, then you could get that player. So that's kind of the path I wanted them to take. I wasn't super thrilled when they went down the Watson path to begin with, and then I was kind of excited when it fell through, because then I wouldn't have to deal with it, and now here I sit dealing with it. So that's all I have for you guys and girls today. Like, comment, subscribe. Wasn't planning on recording this video today, but here we sit. And then tomorrow, normal weekly Sunday show. Record that video later tonight after I watch some NCAA hoops. So we will catch you guys and girls on the next one. Peace.